Now, Mexicans are reported to be crossing the border into the US to buy face masks. Stocks in border towns there having sold out. France 24's correspondent Gallagher FENWICK is in Mexico where the outbreak is at its worst worldwide. Gallagher, despite the outbreak, the government says it's business as usual. No mass closure of businesses has been announced. So how are ordinary Mexicans reacting to this?
Well, I can tell you that the mood is pretty somber out here. The Mexican health minister made major announcements today. The first one, as you mentioned, concerns the toll, which has now risen officially to 150. But an even more major announcement concerns the fact that the flu has now officially reached all 31 of Mexico's states. It has reached the entire country now. The Mexican health minister was also asked how long he thinks this epidemic will last. Of course, he had no concrete answer. He said that this is a very different kind of virus, very different from anything humanity has ever been exposed to. He also mentions that he might be able to answer this question once he begins to see a consistent reduction in the number of people being contaminated. But right now, we're quite in the opposite trend, with nearly 2,000 people having been admitted to hospitals on account of symptoms possibly linked to the swine flu.
You mentioned the government there, Gallagher. How do ordinary Mexicans say the government is handling this crisis?
Basically, right now, ordinary Mexicans are dealing with the situation the best they can. There are many measures being put in place. Today, actually, Mexican officials put in place the first ever national measure. They're shutting down schools and universities across the entire country. But out here in Mexico City, what you're seeing in a city of nearly 20 million is very troubling. It's a city which is basically slowly shutting down. As I mentioned, the mood is very somber, and the earthquake, which hit just about 240 kilometers from here, did nothing to lighten up the mood out here in the capital city of Mexico.
Gallagher FENWICK there reporting from Mexico City. More from him throughout the day.